to stop it there for a sec?
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah, which we educate the dog because she's vegan.
In regards to turning the range 100% vegan, do you think that there was a single moment that made you realise that, or was it a slow realisation?
In the early days, we only had 3 products, which was a brightening mask, the rejuvenating mask, and the under eye patch, which we have obviously now as a vegan formula, and it always utilised marine collagen. So there's always this drive to kind of make the whole range vegan, and every new product that's being developed in the business is with this kind of clean checklist that we have for the business. So it has to be water-free formulas, it has to be best in class ingredients that have the best performance, it has to be vegan formulation, and it has to pass the vegan certification. We don't just want to say it's vegan, it has to pass the certification as well. So as natural as possible, the formulation in terms of preservatives, obviously using no mineral oils, no lanolin, no petroleum, and obviously no parabens.
And then moving all of the packaging to being recyclable or biodegradable. 80% of the products are that already, but that's the next thing, is just to make sure that the 100% of that range is also biodegradable or compostable packaging.
Was there a specific ingredient or retailer or conversation that it made it feel like moving vegan was non-negotiable?
We know that everyone's looking for as clean as possible. This is the one hero product that everybody loves. What was key was to make sure it didn't have an impact on the performance. So finding the right ingredient that would obviously mimic exactly what we have from before was really, really important.
Because everyone would ask us, what product's vegan, what can I use because I want a vegan product, but now everything's vegan. It's just easy to say the whole range is vegan, so it takes the thought process out of a consumer or a user wanting to know which product they can or cannot use.
We know that eye therapy has been such a brilliant bestseller in the range for so many years, so it is the last product to switch over to vegan. Why is that? Was there a blocker that we found along the way, or what was that process to switch it over?
Yeah, I think for me it was getting the right ingredient to change the collagen to a vegan collagen and making sure the effects on the skin didn't change. A few different testing of different vegan collagens. We found the right one and really spent the time with the factory making sure the formula was going to work in exactly the same way, if not better than the old formula. First and foremost, it's vegan collagen. It's called Religen and it's sourced from chestnut root extract, and we use fermentation to get the raw ingredient out, and that's what plant-based collagen is. I think the ingredient we've used, Religen, reviews we've seen back so far have been amazing, so I actually think
it's better.
It's better, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you ever worry that turning the range 100% vegan would have an impact on performance?
No. I don't know what I'm going to say.
No, I agree, no.
Yeah, not really. I think it's because I'm so confident in the formulas and the results of the products.
And the testing that's gone behind it.
And the research that our factories do, there wasn't any concern about changing it. I think because we changed certain products from what they were to being vegan now, some customers actually think it works better than having a marine collagen. I think that's why we didn't have any worry or fear of making the last product, eye therapy, vegan. It's because we've done it to everything else, and the performance has been great for the rest of the products. So there wasn't any concern or fear of doing it, and I kind of just wish I had done it a bit sooner.
And then looking at the rest of the range, we've obviously got a number of natural ingredients that we use. Is there anything in our formulas that people might be surprised that we source ingredients from?
I think it's retinol. I think it's because a lot of people are concerned about the use. We brought out bakuchiol because obviously it's a new natural alternative to retinol that people could just use day and night. Our retinol is incredibly safe on the skin. In fact, it comes from seaweed extract from sea kelp. So it's not synthetic. It doesn't have the same photosensitivity to the skin. It still has the same actual anti-aging effects on the skin. And I never forget a buyer a few years ago had sent a sample of retinol serum when we first launched it. And I spoke to her literally 2 or 3 days later. And she said to me she used it the night before, and the next day someone said, "Oh my God, what have you done to your skin? It looks amazing." She was very skeptical about using retinol. Sometimes it causes a little bit of red patchiness or gets very sensitive with the skin, with the sun, so it's best not to use it during the daytime and use it as a night product. I think people are always very surprised at how effective our retinol is, but also how safe it is to use as well. So I think that's one in particular.
As well as making sure that everything's 100% vegan, we obviously make sure that everything's 100% Korean skincare as well. So why is that so important to BEAUTYPRO as a business?
Consider we've been doing this for like 16 years, right? And our relationship with South Korea is just amazing. Obviously, we have our own office there, as you know now. And by the same token, the relationship we have with our factories, understanding the Korean market, products coming out of there, the ingredients. I've always said the South Koreans are the Germans of the automotive industry. They're best in class. They make amazing products. Turnaround's very quick. It's enriched with so many different types of ingredients. The technology that's used within South Korea, the research that goes into ingredients, the testing that goes into it to make sure they only bring out best in class products as well. If we are subscribed to that, to know that obviously we're getting the best, when we sell it to our customers, they know that we're only going to give them the best as well. And I think that's something we hear a lot. People have tried other sheet masks, they've tried other brands, and they always say, it was a little bit cheaper, so I tried another one, and then actually it wasn't as good as yours, so I've come back to your one. And that's lovely to hear. And we don't mind. People should experiment with other products. We encourage them to. Competition is very healthy because it helps you look good when you have a great product as well. So, from our perspective, the South Korean manufacturers, the market, the people behind these amazing factories are so important to us. And what we're seeing is something we've never seen before, which if you go to retail websites now, historically you'd have top level menus saying home, face, hair, body. Now we're seeing one whole top menu saying K-beauty. And we've never seen that for any part of this market or industry. Unusual ingredients that we may not have ever considered before that people will understand. We're using that front and centre of all of our packaging now and all of our information. We're actually being very confident of the fact that we know our customers understand ingredients. When we write just Bakuchi oil on the packaging, before it'd be like, oh, it does X, Y, and Z. I think you can just get away with just putting the word of the ingredient on now because people are so educated about what these ingredients do and the power of those ingredients.
Yeah.
So then in terms of what comes next for BEAUTYPRO, what can we expect to see now that the range is 100% vegan? What have you got your eyes on next?
Yeah, lots of ingredients, lots of new trending ingredients coming out of South Korea. Again, finding other versions or those vegan versions of those key ingredients. So there's always products being developed. There's always new samples coming from the factories, and that's in different formats for the skin. But always keep your eye open on our socials and the website because things will drop. A new product has arrived, but it's not launching for another couple of months. So do keep your eyes peeled for that new product coming.
Yeah.